I'll move on now to Ateneo de Zamboanga. Mr. Chair Soliven.
Buenos días, Madam Chair.
Buenos dias, Mr. Soliven. Unang-una na po, condolences po sa Ateneo de Zamboanga, sa inyong mga estudyante, mga magulang nila, sa inyong mga administrators, faculty at saka staff, sa terribleng nangyaring ito just 2 days ago po.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, sir. So, in a way, picking up from a few of the points so far na nabanggit ni Colonel Fortaleza, can you describe to the committee yung security setup dyan sa school? Ilan po ang gate? Ilan po ang ramp? Ano yung mga protocols ang ini-implementa dyan?
Well, first, Madam Chair, we have to give this to provide context. Ateneo de Zamboanga University have 3 campuses. The incident happened in one of its campus. It's an off-site, very big campus for kinder, elementary, and junior high. It's located in Tumaga, and we have around 25 security guards as a security complement, Madam Chair.
So you have about a little more than 24 security guards dito sa small campus na basic education po siya nakadedicate except
That's
for
correct,
senior
Madam
high
Chair.
school.
Yes.
All right, sir. So off-site siya and one of your 3 campuses. So sa campus na ito, maliit, 25 security guards. Paano po yung deployment nila sa mga gate or gates sa ramp or mga ramps at anong protocols ang ini-implement po nila doon?
Well, anchoring on what happened in Tacloban, we from the management and the board deem it fit that we have to secure further the campus, particularly Tumaga campus, where the basic ed is, and we have one entry gate and one exit gate, Madam Chair.
So one entry gate and one exit gate. Yung pong ramp na binanggit ni Colonel Fortaleza, ilan po ang ramps?
The ramp is basically used only for those who are injured and PWD students. And they were not supposed to use that at that time.
So kapag po may estudyante or may sasakyan na not supposed to use the ramp dahil hindi siya injured, hindi siya person with disability, so paanong nangyari po that fateful morning na dun nakadaan yung sasakyan ng bata, dun siya nakababa, dun siya nakapagpasok ng 2 baril sa campus?
Madam Chair, with due respect, the investigation is still ongoing. But yesterday, we were provided by the CCTV, in-house CCTV, and we saw how these things occurred.
Yes, Mr. Soliven, the committee respects that the investigation is going on. So kung ano lang po yung ma-share ninyo sa amin para inputs din sa aming legislative work,
Yes, ma'am.
the committee already appreciates that. One last detail dun po sa isang entry gate at isang exit gate at isang ramp. Paano po naka-deploy, if you can tell us, paano naka-deploy yung 25 guards dun sa at least sa 2 gates before the incident?
Thank you, Madam Chair, for the question. They are deployed in all the entry points when the kids or the students are already in the campus. Particularly in all, because this building is 4 stories, Madam Chair.
So you mean po, bukod sa entry gate at exit gate, naka-deploy din po yung 25 security guards sa bawat floor
That's
ng
correct,
4th-story
Madam Chair.
building?
Yes,
Alright po. Pero ilan po yung naka-assign sa entry gate at ilan sa exit gate, if you can tell the committee?
Based on my personal experience when I dropped to see how things are going in these campuses, 3 or 4. per gate.
Right. So 3 or 4 security guards sa gate. So anywhere from 19 to 21 guards scattered pa po throughout the 4 floors of the
That's correct,
building.
Madam Chair.
Okay
Because
po.
the campus is
Yes, sir.
quite big, Madam Chair.
Okay. Akala ko sabi niyo small. So smallest of the 3 campuses, pero
No,
still
this is
quite big.
actually the biggest
Oh,
because
I'm sorry. This is the biggest. All right.
this is where our kindergarten, our elementary, and our junior high is located. The senior high is in the main campus in La Purisima, Madam Chair.
I understand, sir. Lastly, about this point, so yung 3 or 4 security guards per gate, entry gate, exit gate, if you can tell us, anong mga protocols ang ini-implement nila for entering and exiting students?
Well, they for those who don't have their own family vehicles to bring them to school, talagang kinakalkal talaga yung mga bags, and I think that's also the same way the protocol for security to do the security measure when they come into the campus, Madam Chair.
Alright, sayang lang po no na wala sa kanilang assign pala dun sa ramp kasi kung nakalkal yung sasakyan or yung mga gamit ng bata, very possibly na prevent itong trahedyang ito. In what ways po nakapag-provide na ng support yung Ateneo de Zamboanga sa mga biktima? Sa mga nasugatan, we heard that there's still 1 of 2 students na dinala sa ospital who's recovering from yung pagdaplis ng bala sa kanya, and suporta din sa buong Ateneo Junior High community as a whole.
As of yesterday, Madam Chair, the one that was injured in the incident is already out of danger. She is a student by the family name of Fermo, and
It's all right, sir. We don't need to mention the names. It's all right po. Please continue, sir.
Yes, apologies on that. And we have done and followed the basic protocol, particularly in the post incident. And as you know, the incident is particularly also affected the entire teaching staff as well. So there are interventions, Madam Chair, with the support also of the SWD and the
Salamat for
local government.
Yes, sir. Please proceed. Salamat for that, sir, kasi tatanungin ko rin po din ang DSWD mamaya kung ano yung suportang ibinibigay din sa inyo, no, in turn. Pero you mentioned a basic protocol. Ano po yung basic protocol na ino-observe nyo ngayon vis-a-vis your faculty and other academic sectors in Ateneo de Zamboanga?
First, we have to submit to the authorities and cooperate fully, particularly in the investigation. And until now, they are still in control, and we defer our support and our cooperation 100%, Madam Chair.
But have you provided concrete support to the victims, the remaining wounded, and the community as a whole?
Yes, Madam Chair.
If you could just submit in writing to the committee any details para magkaroon din kami ng possible inputs sa committee report kung paano dapat magresponde sa ganitong mga sitwasyon. Praying, of course, that it never happens again. Mas nagfo-focus pa nga kami sa preventive measures sa hearings na ito. And then, sir, I understand that Ateneo de Zamboanga was actually one of the first schools that conducted simulation exercises, no, simulating an active shooter situation. So, matapos ang trahedyang ito, pwede nyo bang sabihin sa amin ang general assessment ninyo sa nangyari?
Well, we don't want this to occur once, and we don't want this to happen to any of the schools, no. the school should be a safe space for our kids. And it's really very unfortunate that this thing happened to Ateneo de Zamboanga University. And there are a lot of learnings, and we have strengthened and further strengthened our security measure in all these campuses, Madam Chair.
Ano po yung pinaka-importante or ilan sa pinaka-importante yung learnings sa trahedyang ito? I understand everything is still so raw, pero dahil nabanggit nyo yung learnings, meron na po ba one or a few na pwede nyong i-share sa committee?
Well, there's a saying that it takes a village to educate a child, and what is the most important is how the child behaves at home, and it is the whole of the community approach and it comes to trying to help the kid. And for somebody like the one that perpetrated the crime, he was a normal kid, and he was even one of the brightest among the students in his level. In fact, he graduated valedictorian in grade school, also in Ateneo, Madam Chair.
This is really a tragedy all around, sir. Kasama na yung shooter, yung binaril niya, yung mga nasugatan, the whole community. But I mean, thank you for sharing your lessons. The committee will really put out the strongest possible committee report we can to prevent any such repeat moving forward. Before my last question to you, sir, nais pong kilalanin yung chair, yung presensya ni Senator Erwin Tulfo. Salamat, Sen. Erwin, for being here. Just after one more question to Mr. Soliven, tanungin ko kayo kung gusto nyo mag-opening statement din po. Salamat, Sen. Erwin. So, sir, a last question from me for now, no? Were there any noticeable changes? Meron bang kahit anong warning signs dun sa behavior ng shooter papunta dun sa actual shooting? I ask this, sir, kasi nabalita na bago pa nangyari yung insidente, narinig daw nung mga kaklase niya, itong shooter, narinig na nagsabi daw siya na I will shoot the school. Sa ganyang mga sitwasyon, paano ang plano ng Ateneo de Zamboanga na paano i-handle yung ganyang mga threat, no? Kung isumbong sa inyo ng mga estudyante, ng mga kaklase?
At this point, Madam Chair, we cannot give any information to that because we are still trying to dig all the facts, and we don't want to be speculative. Although we acknowledge that there are no verified information at this point in time, and we don't want to derail or add more information that will somehow confuse the final outcome of the report or the pending investigation, Madam Chair.
I understand, sir. Pero mamaya, tatanungin ko rin po ang PNP at yung ibang law enforcement agencies natin at the national level na kapag ka may estudyante, makarinig ng kaklase niya na magsabi ng ganyan, kung paano niya maisusumbong agad for quick preventive action. And maybe at that point, Ateneo de Zamboanga, kayo sir, would be able to chime in on that. So I hope you can stay on for
Yes,
the rest of our hearing. Maraming salamat po. Muchas gracias, sir.
The other point, ma'am, we will
Yes, please.
submit our position paper. We are gladly submitting it as soon as we have all the data and information at hand.